Welcome to Monday Night Live, the weekly training that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and let's start building your wealth.
I was going back over my notes, my own personal notes, from years ago, and the best coaching and training that I was ever involved in as a participant and not a leader, um, definitely involves some role playing. And we called them whiteboard sessions. And you can do them on Zoom, because on Zoom you can actually bring up and start your own whiteboard where you diagram things, take notes, write things down. But what we would do is, and there's one going on right now, by the way. Sorry, there's one going on right now. Um, Did you guys see the messages that came out? A lot of them from Andre. Andre's on tonight from Sekou. Do you guys see those? Anybody remember seeing those? Sekou? Yeah. And it's I think it already started, right, Andre?
Yeah, yeah. It just started last week, but it's been really good. We're getting really good feedback from everyone who's getting connected to it.
Yeah. So what he does is he leads people through, guys, um, practicing scripts, role playing, but also there's accountability built in. So you actually and you commit to it, and you don't miss. I mean, if you miss too many, you're out. Um, and I forget the cost, but it's right now it's dirt cheap. It was like 150 a person or something like that, Andre.
It's a excuse me. It's a 90-day challenge, so it's for 90 days. It's from 8 in the morning to 11 Monday through Friday. So it's 3 hours a day, 5 days a week in the morning. It's all about lead gen. And he's not just telling you what to do and talking. He's like, hey, text this out and giving you the text, or do this video. Let's do it right now. And it's all interactive. So you're taking action on things right away. And then there's one night a week, I think at 7 o'clock, that they're having a group call as well. And you also get a 30-minute one-on-one coaching call with them once a week. And the cost, it's super cheap. It's only $500. It's $250 a month or $500 for the entire 90 days. And this is our third group that we ran through it. And our first couple of groups had really good feedback. Craig Nash's wife, Annie, she was one of them that got and by the third week, she had 6 deals on her contract by her third week. And there's several other people that did the same. But we started off at that price, $500 for the 90 days, just in the beginning to see if it was going to work and see if we got traction, because he's not making nothing. $500 a person for 90 days. I mean, you're kidding, right? Especially with one-on-one calls every week. So this is the last group session they're doing at that price. The next one, I know it's going to be 2 or 3 times that.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, you definitely want to check it out in this group so you can get connected.
And Andre offered a money back guarantee.
Yeah, I did. I said, if you get on and you actually get connected and get on all the calls and you don't see the value, I'll give you your $500 back. And I know it wasn't much of a risk, because the only people that's going to ask me to get the money back is if they don't get involved. They don't get connected. And he knows, because he sees everybody who's on there every day, and there's a Google document that you can upload all your stuff, and so there's an accountability piece to it as well.
Yep. So one of the keys is Andre mentioned that they make it a working session. Okay. In other words, when they're on together, they're not just giving the instructions and talking about the work you have to do. They actually do the work right there, online with everybody. So one of the best ways to learn ever is to actually do it while you're learning it. And like Andre said, there's accountability involved. When you each day, you say, this is what I'm going to do before the next class, and then you do that, and it drives people to take action and therefore succeed, because nobody wants to show up empty-handed. Nobody wants to show up and say, well, I didn't make my calls. Now, there are legitimate excuses. You've got to go to the hospital, you're in a car accident, things happen. But short of that, you know, believe me, every day people get behind, but the people that move ahead are the ones that they stay active, they get their job done in spite of all the things that got it behind that day, you know? So any
And
case, well, go ahead, Andre. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I know John Giggy has joined. He just joined that last group, so you can ask him about it. I'm just going through my list here because, or I actually have. They have it's called Agent Buyer Network. I don't know. You probably can't see it too good. Group, you know, on WhatsApp, and it's quite the community because the people getting to know each other, kind of like you guys. You guys all kind of know each other pretty well because you're on here every week. They're on every day, so they get to know everybody, and they're chatting back and forth about their wins and asking questions, and it's very interactive. Out of all the groups I'm part of, that's the most interactive group I'm in, is seeing all the communication going back and forth with everybody.
Yep. Yep. It's inspiring. Success breeds success, and it's catchy. I mean, if it, the other thing too is when the person next to you see them succeeding, and it's inspiring because now you think, and if they can do it, I can do it. You know, they started off at the same place as you. So something like that, guys, I would definitely look to get involved in. Um, you know, we're starting that also between Rob Lane and Dana and I mean, when we meet with you, uh, particularly if we sense that you're not really taking action. I mean, I have calls with people, they're so smooth. I mean, if the people are prepared, they're actually taking action, getting results. And what we're doing is going over the results and fine tuning things. Um, but the ones where it's just nothing's changed since the last time, we're going to start implementing this type of process. So, but Seiku's just a master at it. I mean, he just, you know, and when you have skin in the game, remember on our team, you don't pay unless you produce. So that's the one downside of it is you really don't have much skin in the game. You got to pay EXP the monthly dues, but you don't pay until you produce. Well, with Seiku, you pay whether you produce or not. But the interesting thing is the way it's designed. I'm pretty sure you're going to produce. I have no doubt in my mind. You know. Any case, just want to
I'm
bring
gonna
that up
put
and remind you guys. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll put the link to my website, partnerwithandre.com. And if you just scroll down a little ways, you'll see a picture. You'll see Gary's testimonial. You'll see Gary on there with his testimonial. But below that, you're going to see it says Agent Builders Nation 90-day challenge, Siku Pile. And there's a big orange button that says what our business partners are saying. And there's some information there about it. And then you click on the orange button that says a couple of our videos. And there's some videos of testimonials from some of the members. And then you can book a 15-minute appointment to discuss if you want. That goes on my calendar, but just look at that information. And then you can't join it from that link because that's everyone can get that site. I'll find the link that you can actually join if you want, so you can check it out. But if you want to just go to my website and look at it, it'll give you the information about it. And then I'll find the link here in a minute for to actually join.
Okay. Thanks, Andre. Hey guys, along those same lines, one more thing that's going on. There's a Thursday session this week. There was one last Thursday, and there's one next Thursday with Jay Kinder and I think one or both of his sons about building a funnel for you. And I'm going to sit in on this Thursday session. So I put that out on the workplace page. Probably last week before that last Thursday session. So you can find it out there. Andre's put it out. It's been in emails. And I think it's funnel power. Is that right, Andre?
No, it's called
Funnel Pilot.
Funnel Pilot. Yeah, funnelpilot.com. It's
Yep.
Thursdays at 2 o'clock Eastern.
Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. Funnelpilot.com to everyone. Now, there is a cost to that. I think I forget, it's like $100 a month or something.
I think it's
But
$97
they'll build
a
a
month.
funnel.
$97 a month, but that's includes Lofty. You know, that includes the Lofty system and includes them building out the funnels.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah, I mean, that's
Okay,
amazing.
I'm new. What are Lofty systems?
Lofty is it used to be called Chime. So it's a CRM lead generation system.
Okay.
You can buy
Okay.
you can buy Lofty through EXP for a $40 per month additional charge. And that's a really, I mean, I think it's a $600+ system, but you get it through EXP, it's like $40 a month add-on. If you want to use that instead of KV Core. And basically they got the kind of the same deal. It's 97, includes Lofty and then building out all the funnels for you.
Yep. Hey, Andre, Janai was just saying, she's at EXP up in Wisconsin. She said in the chat box, the first link is blocked. That may be a security thing, Janai, on your end. It could, when you set up your computer, you have certain settings for blocking pop-ups and unknown sites and things like that. That could be what it is. It might be something that Andre has, because I use that. I talk to Andre every week, and that's the same link, right, Andre?
Yeah, I mean, I just went to funnelpilot.com and the site came right up, and you can register for the webinar, and it pops right up for you to register for it on my end.
Yeah, no, I think Janai, you're referring to the partner with Andre.com link, right?
Oh,
I think, Janai, if you could unmute yourself. If you're still
Correct.
there. Correct. Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah. But again, that could be Janai on it would be kind of technical. We'd have to look at your there's a link there you can click on more information or advanced, and then there it'll probably tell us what it is.
is
So
anyone else having trouble? Because I just jumped on it. Partnerwithandre.com, and it opened right up.
yeah. I mean, it does work for me, but that's why I think it could be security settings on Janai's computer, you know. Or the server, Janai, could be the server too.
I
Your
was able
server.
to go right onto it.
Thanks, Gil. Yeah, you know what it is, Janai? Probably check your settings, but also it could be the server that you're on, platform that you're when you log in, you know. That could be it. But just let me know tomorrow. I mean, we have some technical people, we could probably help figure that out. So okay. So let's do this. I am looking for a volunteer who wants to make $1 million, and all it requires you to do is a role play with me right out of the gate, and you'll get certain benefits and rights and privileges if you're the first one. So let's see who's going to be the first one.
I'll do it.
Listen, I think Karen was first. Karen Green. So, and we're going to go around, guys. Don't worry. This is actually fun. Once you see it the first time, if you've never done this before, you just get relaxed once you do it the first time. But the key is to get used to this. So Karen, can you think of a scenario that either made you uncomfortable or you were stumped, or you just flat out the person you were with on the phone they were just not going to cooperate that day, you know? They would give you one-word answers and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, probably. You know, I've yeah, what I've and I think I've shared this with you before, but you know, when I've been in a situation where you know, I'm calling somebody for commercial property, or you know, trying to, you know, get somebody you know, I'm looking at somebody who owns commercial properties and looking to either, you know, help them with additional properties, see if they need anything, you know, ask if, you know, I can be of any assistance to them, etc. A lot of people are kind of open to at least talking to me. But you know, then there's those that may say, you know what, I have an agent, and I don't need another agent. And it's like, you know, I get that. I mean, I completely understand. And I ran through a scenario that you and I had even discussed before. Hey, I'm not trying to replace the agent that you have, but it's okay to have another horse in the race every once in a while, looking out for you, blah, blah, blah. And, you know,
Yep.
and sometimes they just shut you right down. You know,
Yep.
I mean, that's the kind of situation that I can think of that might have been really difficult to navigate. Just somebody who is just plain stubborn and crotchety.
Yeah. Well, let's do this now. Why don't we reverse roles? I'll call you, and you could be one of those
Really rotten people
what
to deal with.
cantankerous people. Yeah.
Yes,
What are they cantankerous folks? So, okay. And okay, ready?
sure.
All right. 1, 2, 3, ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Karen. My name is Gary Wilson. The reason I'm calling you is I'm in commercial real estate, and I see that you've bought one or more properties over the years. I have access to the
I'm
county
not
records, and I
selling.
do my research.
I'm not selling anything though.
What's it?
I'm not ready to sell
Oh,
anything. I'm not.
oh, you don't have to buy or sell anything. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not suggesting you buy or sell any kind of property at all right now. Um, you know, there may be an opportunity for you to partner with people. There may be an opportunity for you to be a lender.
You
Maybe
know
an
what? I don't
opportunity for
partner
you.
with anybody. I really don't, because I've done that before and I got burnt, and I'm not doing anything. I do everything as a loaner.
Yeah, I understand. I've actually had multiple partnerships, and I will tell you, there was one partnership I would do over again, but the others I probably wouldn't. Not that they ended badly, but just not good chemistry. But well, let me ask you this: of the properties you bought, which one would you say, if you could buy over and over again, would you buy over and over again? Like the lead property, which one would that be?
I have several properties that I like, so that's why I'm not selling them.
Okay. Oh, and I'm not asking to sell you one, but if you could buy that same property or property just like it over and over again, would you be open to the idea?
You know what? I'm getting older now, and I don't really know that I really need any more properties
Hmm.
at this point. You know, I'm kind of like happy with where I am.
That's nice. Are you officially retired? I mean, you're out of the workforce and all of that?
Yeah, yeah. You know, I've been an investor for, you know, 30 years. So I haven't really been in the workforce for a very long time. I was just investing, and now I've kind of got the properties that I'm interested in, and I'm just kind of
Hmm.
holding on to those because they do a good job for me.
Yeah. What's interesting is you're the second person who's told me about in the week. The last person I spoke to, I actually know them personally. And we were talking about this, and he said, Gary, you know, I'm making $40,000 a month, and I'm happy with that. I have the lifestyle I want.
Yeah.
And I said, I really admire you. And a lot of people, you know, 99.9% of people have their dreams, but they never achieve them. And Joe's achieved his dreams. It sounds like you have too. But what's interesting is I asked Joe, I said, well, just think what you could do with another $40,000 a month. Maybe not for you, but what about your kids? What about your community? What about where you went to college? Maybe your church. Just think the good that you can do with another 40,000 that you don't even need. It's just money that comes in free and clear. Is there people in your life that you think can really benefit from that help?
But you know what? I've kind of taught my kids and sent them to school, and you know, they're on their own. They can do for themselves. They've learned how to invest, and you know, it's up to them to
Hmm.
invest for themselves at this point. So, and you know, I've
Yeah.
been very active in my community and doing for my community. So, you know, sure, there's always things that you can do for others, but I've tried to do that for my whole life.
Sure. What's one of your favorite things? If you don't mind, if you mind sharing, I mean, I apologize. I know you're a busy person, but I'm always interested in learning from successful people like you. I mean, I have a 503B, sorry, 5013C, and it's a real challenge for me because it's hard to get people to pay attention to it. Have you ever started one of those, or do you just simply, when you give, are you giving to already established organizations, or do you have your own that you've actually created yourself?
I have a foundation.
Is it one a foundation you created yourself?
Yes. Yes, I have my own
Well, that
foundation
is awesome.
and we do several
Yeah.
things with it. So, yeah, and we deal with like human trafficking and that kind of thing as well.
Now, is it self-funded, or are you soliciting funds from other contributors?
It's self-funded.
Wow. Okay. So you're helping people who have suffered from the crime and the sin of people human trafficking. How many people can you help a year right now just based on the way your operation is running, based on your own self-funding? How many people a year would you say you can help?
You know what? It just depends, right? It just depends
Yeah.
on the situation and what country you're looking at, what help needs to be given at this point. But
Yeah.
people can donate. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's
Well,
complicated, right?
here's the reason I'm asking. Yeah, we actually have a member of our team um, who is heavily involved with stopping human trafficking, and his
Mm,
specialty is underage children. And he
okay,
says it's absolutely devastating. And he said the real shame is they don't have nearly enough resources to help these people. You know,
right,
he says they barely scratch the surface, and that's with donations coming in the millions. You know,
right.
well, I think it'd be nice if you could combine forces or make sure more people
Yeah,
know about your charitable organization, um,
sure. Are you
and
looking to
drive in
donate
more
to
funds.
my
So,
foundation?
well, not only would I like to do that, I'd like to partner and bring in other people who are also real estate investors, and maybe ask them to contribute. But more importantly, perhaps you could partner with them, so you're not directly involved with managing properties and looking for properties and all that kind of stuff. You could simply be a passive investor, generate more revenue, more cash flow, also more wealth that could be used to further fund your 501(c). And let's really make a bigger dent in this problem. I mean, let's solve the problem. You know, what do you say? Leave a legacy
Uh,
for your kids.
well, I'm not really looking to build a legacy. That's not really where I'm coming from. I just want to help a
Hmm.
few
Yeah.
people.
Well, how I feel
I'm
is,
not I'm not
and
looking
I'm
to
not
have
trying to.
my name in lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to
This
preach. I'm
isn't
not
an
promise I'm
Andrew
not,
Card.
but there
This isn't an Andrew Carnegie thing.
exactly. But you have certain skills and talents that you've developed over the years. You're successful enough to be retired. You're successful enough to be able to have ample enough income to live the lifestyle you want, and even fund to a degree your 501(c). I've always believed that to those who much has been given, much is expected. You know,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
just think you've got a lot of gas in the tank. You don't strike me as somebody who sits around in a lounge chair and watches TV. You don't strike me as a person who plays golf all day. You strike me as the kind of person who's done so much
I
in
love
your life
golf.
so far and helped so many people. You could you could you could do a lot more. And whether you want to be a legacy or not, believe me, the rest of the world I think would benefit
Gary,
from
you're
what you
putting me
bring,
back to
the
work
skills.
here. I'm semi-retired. You're trying to put me back to work.
No, you can invest passively. Honestly, there's partnerships we form where if you got all the money you want, you don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to lift a finger. You just
No,
provide part of the
I
funding,
just have to use all the money I have, and then I'd have to go back to work.
No, it's invested. It's going to make more money that you can use, you can earmark it. There's things I
Listen,
can show you how
listen, I'll tell
to
you
create.
this. I'll
Mhm.
tell you this.
Right.
Stop talking. I'll tell you this. If you had
Mhm.
something that's irresistible, you can bring it to me. Otherwise,
Well,
I'm
that's exactly
probably
what I'll
not
do.
interested. So if it's a
Yeah.
really
Well, here's
good
what.
deal
Yeah.
that you think I can't turn down, then you can bring it to me. How's that?
That's exactly what I'll do. In fact, I always tell people, I'm not looking to replace what you're already doing. I just want to add to it. I want to help you add to it. I always tell you, just give me one shot. Give me one shot, one property. Let me show you what we can do. And then we'll go from there. How about that?
You find that one that just I can't
Okay.
resist, then you can bring it over to me and I'll take a look at it. How's that?
That's what I'm gonna. I'm gonna put Eric Reisner on the job. He's an expert. He'll know how to do that. Okay. Well, that was really good. Well, let me ask you this, guys. At any point in that conversation, that I was I disrespectful or overbearing? I mean, tell me if you think I was. You know.
No.
Okay. Now, but was I persistent?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, granted, it was all made up, but what I was trying to do is find something about Karen that I could use to, I don't mean just butter her bread, but compliment her, congratulate her on all her success, but let her know that, you know what, you know, really successful people keep going till the last breath. They don't
And these
ever
are
ever
some of the
stop.
guys that these are some of the guys that I've actually talked to, like these
Yeah.
kind of people. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be stubborn. They're going to push you. Is
Yeah.
one thing I know about some of the people I've worked with is, and they will tell you this later on. They'll say the reason I decided to work with you is you just didn't give up. You're like a damn pit bull. You just didn't give up. And I've had them say that to me before. And I would never use foul language or raise my voice or anything. Sometimes I would interject and kind of cut them off a little bit because I could see the path they're going down. Sometimes people are making assumptions and they go down a certain path that's actually incorrect. And you got to react quickly because if you don't, if they go too far down that path, it's hard to recover. But the key is finding something that there's no logical answer why they would say no. You know, I mean, who wouldn't want to say yes to be able to help millions of people? You know, if you had the ability and the resources, you already had a track record. I don't know anybody that would say no. You know, but what Karen did, she actually threw me a freebie at the end because I hadn't gotten to it yet, which was let me go get you one property. Let me find you one. Keep all the agents you already have, keep your title companies, keep your lenders, doesn't matter. I'm going to find you a deal that you can't resist, because let's face it, at the end of the day, guys, I don't care how rich somebody is. Have you ever met a rich person that says, I don't want to be any richer? Nope. I always want
And
more.
you
Yeah,
know
go ahead,
what,
Karen.
Gary? I've had people say, and really after being persistent, like I have or whatever, I have had people say, if you can find me something I can't resist, then you can bring it to me. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why I did it. That's why I said what I said to you.
Oh, yeah. Well, some people will do that just to get you to go away, So, okay, so here's the way this goes, guys. Karen now has the privilege of calling on the next person. So can I see Valerie's got her hand up, Bonetta's got her hand up. I thought there were some more. They might have taken their hands down. I don't know. But so you get the pick, and Jania's got her hand up. So hey guys, have you guys met Janai before? She was on one of Gina's morning sessions. Well, guess what? She's going to teach a class for us coming. Is that June, Janai?
Yes, June 17th.
Awesome. And it's a platform she uses to market luxury homes. You know, it looks pretty slick too. So, okay, Karen, you get the pick.
Okay, well, I think that why don't we go with the hand raises, only because people raise them pretty quickly. And I'm trying to think who was next. I thought
It was Bonetta, Janai, and Valerie, the three.
I know, but Valerie's not here anymore, and I think she was the next one. But anyway, she's gone. So I think Bonetta was the next person. So I'm gonna pick Bonetta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's just go in order here of hand raises, and then everybody else will be random.
Okay. Ready, Bonetta?
Quiet, right? Or am I
Yeah.
gonna be the client or I'm gonna be the interviewer?
You're gonna, what's gonna happen is you get to describe what's stumped you in the past, you know, a client conversation. And then Karen is gonna be that client,
Okay.
okay?
All right, so I had a client, she was looking for multi-family buildings in my area, and I couldn't find one that was within her price range. She wanted to put down $300,000. And in this area, I'm in Northern Virginia, there's not very many of those buildings. And the property was 1.2 million, and it would have cost her too much to buy it. So she ended up going buy something commercial. I was kind of disappointed, but that was that.
Yeah.
Okay, so she had $300,000 to put down, you said, and it was 1.3,
1.2, same
1.2,
thing.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And
And,
then,
and guys, real quick, I want to apologize. I actually had it backwards. So it's actually the other way around. So Benetti, you're going to be that client, and then Karen's going to be the agent. That's the way we're supposed to do it. I apologize.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, so I'm the agent, okay, and you're the client. Okay. So you're gonna give me a hard time, I guess.
I'm good at that.
Okay, but I'm still trying to understand the situation. So you said $300,000, you have 1.3 is the price. You're gonna go shopping for something else commercial, but why is that?
Because I couldn't find what she was looking for. I couldn't find her a multifamily property that she could afford. Gary and I talked about this. I don't know if Gary, if you remember that, but we did talk about
yeah.
this. And
Yeah.
he said she could buy it with the intentions of, it increasing in value in the future. And she said, why would I do that? A partner, but they would
Okay.
go in on buying something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so she didn't have
Okay.
enough down basically for a 25% or 30% down. Is the gist.
Yeah, and I think it was overpriced anyway, but that's another story.
Okay. All right. So Bonetta, so right now we are in our market. In our market, you have 300,000, right, to put down.
Yep.
We're looking at this one building that's 1.2, right? Are you open to looking at other markets, or does it have to be local?
I want it to be local because I want to be able to go and collect the rents and see about the tenants and all of that kind of stuff. I want it to be, yeah.
Okay, have you thought at all about going like outside of the market? Because there are a lot of people, there are a lot of investors who invest outside the market, especially when they're looking at multi-units, right? They're looking at apartments or multi-units.
No, I don't.
No, you want something local?
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. So there are some other buildings that are probably around the same price range. They're also even a little higher. One of the things that we can do is we could actually talk to and take a look at some of these others and write up an offer that has your $300,000 down, but also has a little bit of creative financing. See if maybe the seller would be interested or open to holding a second mortgage on that property.
Doing what? I heard the creative financing.
Yeah,
anything.
We could see if the seller would be open to holding a second mortgage on that property. In other words, seller financing the balance between what you would get from the bank and what you have to put down.
What incentive would that be for them?
It's a great incentive because they get to sell their building for what they want for it. And you're going to get you over time the building would appreciate.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm not a partner and they want money now. They're not interested in the future. They want.
How do you know?
I've already, excuse me?
No, I mean, how do you know as a buyer, right?
This is I have a partner.
No.
And my partner and I want to go and buy together. And my partner doesn't want to invest in something that's going to generate income in the future. He wants something that's going to generate some funds right now.
Well, but it will. It'll generate all of the funds for you now. You'll be making the money, right?
I
But
know
you're
it's
paying
crazy.
the seller. You might be able to get the seller to take, in other words, instead of paying the bank that little bit of extra money. Okay, so let's take the calculator out, right? So let's say your bank, hold on a minute. Maybe I'm not making myself clear. So let me try to clarify. Okay, so let's say we have a $1.2 million property, right? And the bank that you spoke with, for your pre-approval had told you, how much would you need down? Or how much would you need? What's your interest rate and how much would you need? Are they going to give you a 25? Are they going to give you a 25% loan or 30% loan? Do you know?
No.
Okay. Okay. So let's assume for the moment the worst case scenario. And let's say that 300,000 is going toward $1 million property.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be 30%. Right. So if somebody is selling a property for $1.2 million, the balance would be $200,000. Okay. Because you have 300,000, the bank would give you 700,000, and the filler amount, the differential, would be 200,000. The seller wants to get out of the property. There are sellers that would be willing to finance that balance, that $200,000 differential for you. And they may even do it at such a low interest rate, like maybe 0%, that we could write an offer on this property to see if you could get something like that. And then take a balloon payment down the road.
Why would the bank write an offer, give me credit or give me a difference for 0% interest? That doesn't make any sense.
The bank does not.
Okay, who did you
The
say
bank
would
will
give
give
me
you a loan.
200?
The bank will simply give you a loan for $700,000.
Yep, I got that part.
Okay, let's say, right? Let's say, okay, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, let's say they would give you, right, 700. All
Yeah.
right. This is not exact math because it's actually 1.2 million. But
Right.
okay, in this case, I'm just kind of doing rough numbers. So let's say they give you a loan for 700,000. You have $300,000 down. You need $200,000. You ask the seller for $200,000, basically. So the seller is holding a second mortgage for you.
Oh, I see. The seller's one.
Okay. And we're going to ask the seller to hold that mortgage for very little to no interest.
What's their incentive to do that?
Because they want to sell and they're going to get all the rest of the money. They're going to get $1 million at closing.
From the bank.
From the bank and their down payment. And then all they have to do is finance that couple $100,000 for you.
And how long is this going to be for? And you said something about a balloon payment.
That we can work out. Yeah, that we can work out on a 5 or a 7 year or 10 year or whatever. And we could do it, at a very low interest rate, or ask for a no interest loan. Okay. Because what you want to do right now is you want to be able to collect rents and get this up and going. And any improvements that you would like to make, you'd like to have the cash for, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So you want most of that money coming to you. So really, the major thing that you would like is cash flow. In order to have cash flow, you really want to get those apartments rented and start seeing that money coming through for any improvements you'd like to make so that you can start upping your rents.
Interesting.
Okay. Right. So what do you think of that idea? And I can't say that the seller is going to go for it, but there are several buildings that are in this price range that, if you saw something that you really liked, we could give it a whirl. Because
Interesting.
there are sellers that'll do it, and they're getting the majority of their nut.
Okay, so have you done this before?
Yes.
Do you have some references that I can talk to where this was done?
References.
Yeah, you did this before.
Are you talking about like clients?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. And so the buyer, or excuse me, the seller also has a cash offer on the table. How do I compete with that?
Okay. It's probably, the cash offer is probably not as high. So he's going to wait a little longer for his money, but he's going to get more money. He's going to get his asking price. That's the incentive for him.
Okay. Okay. It's worth considering.
Okay.
It's worth considering, it's worth looking into.
Yeah. I mean, it can work. It doesn't, all you can do is give it a whirl.
Okay, if that doesn't work, do you have anything else? Do you have any other buildings? You were
We
talking
have
about
other,
some places.
yes, there are some other properties we can take a look at. And
Okay.
even if they're a little bit more expensive or in around the same price range, we can definitely take a look at them, and you can still look at that same kind of approach.
Got mail.
Interesting.
Or even something a little different, but that kind of, creative type of approach.
Okay. All right. It's something worth considering.
Okay.
All right. All right, it's something to think about, but again, there's not many here. So
Well, if there's already a cash offer on the table, I would suggest we write it up. But if you're not ready, then I'll hold off.
no, I would like to write it up and let's see what happens. And if that
Okay,
doesn't
let's
work, I want to see what else you got. Can you send me some properties, some other
go.
ones?
Absolutely.
And when you talk about in other places, where are you talking about? How far away are they?
Oh, they're in the area. They're just not posted like on the multi-list.
Oh, so you're talking about like off market?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I would be open to that. I'd like to hear what's off market. Yeah, I'd like to hear that. If this
Okay.
doesn't work, I would be ready to hear about some off market ones.
Okay, sounds great.
The area, again, any area. I don't want to be on the other side of the country.
No, they're local.
Okay, all right. Okay, sounds interesting. I'm open. I want to hear about it.
Sounds good. All right, well,
Alright.
let's get it done and we'll see what happens, and at least we have a plan. So if that doesn't work out, we'll move on to the second part of the plan.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Banana.
I had this kind of script practice before because I would have proposed that to her, Gary.
Yeah.
Because
Well, that's why they
came
do
to
these
you about
things.
this, but we didn't have this
Yeah.
kind of conversation. Because I certainly would have proposed that to her because it was a $1.2 million building in Arlington. We don't have many in this area. What we have is townhouses and single family homes. And she wanted that, and somebody gave her cash, and they probably, like you said, it was, I'm sure it was lower, but I didn't know where to go with that. So
Call me. Call us. Call anybody. Sometimes, this is
I
the thing.
called Gary. Gary and I talked about it, but
Oh, and you know what? Gary's a great person. I'll tell you what. This is one thing though that like you just brought up. You didn't hear that. But that's the advantage of calling this person or that person or another person, because we may all have a different slant on it.
well, yeah,
We might all have a different slant, and I think that different people have different things to offer. That's all.
right,
And it might even depend what day you catch us.
right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it doesn't take away from Gary, but he might have had like a really like crazy day, and he just wasn't even, I mean, and you might catch, me on a certain day, and it's like, I'm like in the middle of something. And I mean, I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's good. We have a group of people that can help each other. And you've got commercial people too. That's a commercial building. You've got commercial group here.
Yeah, it wasn't commercial, it was a residential, but it was.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I'm just saying, okay.
This is good practice because yeah, I can just come one Monday night and say, hey, Gary,
Yeah.
before you start whatever you got planned, I got a scenario I need some help with, and we do a map.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this would have been great for me to go back and say, hey, you know what? I've had this fantastic idea, even though it didn't come from me. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
My
doesn't
team
matter.
saying to present, and she might have said, because I talked to the seller. I talked to the seller, but I had nowhere. Again, this whole working with investors kind of on a larger scale is a little different than what but she did. She bought a commercial property. I was like,
And there's more, and there's even more ways that you could have approached it. So, from a creative point of view. So, you know, and I'll tell you something. I mean, Eric and I do a lot of creative stuff in particular. I mean, yeah. So, but Gary, I mean, he does it too, but,
all right, well, I have some other resources now, which is good. So I couldn't be too hard on you because you gave me a solution. So I couldn't, you know, I couldn't be too hard on you on that.
you can be hard on me. It's okay. I could take it. I'm pretty thick skinned, but I'm glad that you were able to get a solution to the problem.
Yeah, because the next time I have a scenario similar to that, I'll know, you know, I have multiple resources.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, I could call, you know, a bunch of people, you know, I always feel like, you know, there are times that you just don't really know what to say or you don't know what to do. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
I'm
right.
sure
One of the
Gary
things-
feels that way. I'm sure Gary feels that way at
Oh, yeah.
times.
And what happens too is your style evolves over time. Like in the early years, I was definitely transaction oriented. You know, what can I do to help this person get a new transaction? And later on, I started focusing on the relationship because I just knew from my own records, I could look at the transactions and realize the people that I was building relationships with kept coming back over and over again. I mean, one guy bought 41 properties with me, you know,
Wow.
but some of the other ones, I didn't actually do that. I didn't actually get to know them and ask their questions. What do they do for fun? Are they, you know, what do they do in their spare? One of the best questions is, what do they do in their spare time? Because that's where you find out how people are actually getting wealthy. It's not what they do with their job; it's what they do in their spare time. But back to what this discussion tonight. If you notice, guys, a couple of things I want to point out. Definitely, would you guys agree Karen was persistent? Like she didn't just throw in the towel at the first sign of trouble. Just raise your hand. If you think Karen was persistent, just raise your hand. But in a good way. And did Karen also help identify a problem that then she's now in a position to offer a solution to? That's another critical thing. When you're speaking with someone, one of the best ways you can help build a relationship is to help them solve a problem. That's how you earn their trust. Just write these three things down. Know you, like you, and trust you. People will do business with you when they feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. And if they feel like they know you just enough to share with you a problem or a challenge they have and you offer them a solution, would you agree they're most likely going to like you? Yep, probably so. And then let's say you help them through a transaction. Now you've got the trust factor. Now you've got repeat business. So in any case, I want to congratulate both of you guys because you did a good job. So Benetta, you definitely I could even see you were playing the role. You were crossing your arms in the beginning and you were a little bit, you know, resistant, but Karen, to her credit, didn't give up. She was persistent. And eventually people will soften up, you know. So okay, you guys, any questions? Any other students in the class tonight for either Benetta or Karen? Or observations or suggestions? Hi, I just want to take a moment to thank you for watching a recording of the Monday Night Live class. Hope you're getting a lot out of it. I'm sure you will. I wanted to let you know that, you know, you can come to Monday Night Live whenever you want, but you can also participate more with the team. You know, why don't you set up a call with me, a one-on-one strategy call? I can go over everything with you, show you everything that we have to offer. For example, did you know that on our team, not only do you get your leads we actually give you your own account on our lead gen system. So this puts you in control. You're not waiting on somebody to hand you leads. You get to pick the ones you want. Okay. Huge difference. We have 21 of our own proprietary marketing campaigns. They're all copyright protected. We're the only ones that can use them. Okay. The coaching is absolutely one-on-one. We got 3 coaches. We even have a 4th success coach that we have access to. Okay. One of left fewer than 100 in the world. Okay. One-on-one coaching. Right now the big problem is volume. We need more transactions. We need more inventory. I get it. Well, we know how to get it. Our team actually outproduces the national average by more than 2 to 1. So if you're struggling, don't do that anymore. If you're a solo agent, if you're a team, let's just talk. Smart entrepreneurs are always open to discussion. Learn what we have to offer, and then you can make an informed decision about staying where you are or moving on. You got to decide, if you're not where you want to be, you've got to take action to get where you want to be. Let's see how we can help you do that. I look forward to talking to you. Click on the link, set up a call. And by the way, I'll see you on the next Monday Night Live.
I had a similar
Okay.
scenario in Wisconsin where clients wanted to buy a commercial property, but they didn't have the traditional 30% down. So we worked with the state with economic development, in which case most of the time that's just 10% down.
Wow. Okay. Thanks, Janai. Well, Benetta, guess what? You get to pick the next person. And we'll probably have time for one more. It's almost 8 now. We'll do one more, and then we'll wrap up with some Q&A.
Now, I don't see any hands up. Are people scared? Don't be scared.
Well, Janai does or did.
Janai had her hand up.
Where?
That could be fun
He
because
did.
Janai's going to be our teacher.
He
today.
did earlier.
Would you mind, Janai?
I'm still on. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
do it.
Hi,
I'll
Janai.
volunteer.
So Janai,
Hi.
you get to come up with
Hi.
a scenario, and then you're going to be that person, and then Benetta's going to be you. She'll be the agent.
Okay,
So
I'm
you
a
come up with the
million,
scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a $1 million lister. I am interviewing agents. And I will tell you, this happened to me. I've dealt with several $1 million listings very fluidly and have had no problem. But because I was brought in as a secondary agent, my track record is not on, it's not out there because you don't get recognized as a second agent or co-listing agent. So how do you win a listing, and how do you set yourself up to be the winning agent to get that listing?
So let me make sure I understand. So you said you were the secondary. Were you there was a primary agent and you were the secondary on the same?
Correct. I was a co-list.
Co-lister.
Co-list, right. So you were trying to get the listing for yourself?
I have sold a number of real estate deals in the $1 million plus range and was brought into a particular brokerage as the expert for higher end listings. But because I was a co-list and listed as the second agent, I am not, my performance isn't tracked. Like when they go to realtor.com. So my scenario is this, is I want to challenge you to be the agent. How do you win that listing when you know that maybe your footprint's not out there?
So you're an expert in the field and you were co-lister on this one.
On a number. On a number.
So how do you market yourself? That would be one of the things that I would want to know. How do you market yourself?
I've had to reinvent myself. Yes.
Yeah, I would focus on making sure that I do some SEO, Google business. What is your brand? Podcasts, blogs. I'm about to do that myself with I have a niche that I've been trying to fulfill for quite a long time. So if you've got all that kind of expertise, you need to market yourself so that you come up as number one. You don't want to ever be number two. Because as one of I have this coach that I follow online, and he says the problem with agents is that, how does he put it? We're secret agents. Nobody knows who you are. You're a secret agent. I don't know you. I know Miss Thing because she advertised and I saw her post and so I called her and she called you because you got her backup. You don't ever want to be anybody's backup. You're good enough to be number one. So what I would do is I would market myself. You have to, and you got to step out of your, if you are, I'm from a particular age. I'm just going to put it like that. And all this social media, put your face out there and do all that. That is so, I'm so uncomfortable with that. But guess what? I'm about to do it because otherwise I'll be in obscurity. That's what he says. You'll be an agent in obscurity. So you got to get your face out there. You got to get your brand out there. You got to get so that people know and like you and trust you from a YouTube channel, from a blog.
Yes.
From a podcast. I just created my own podcast, my own, I have a brand, the Teacher Agent, that's my brand. But I also created another one because Gary talked about doing a podcast and a blog not too long ago. So I have a, you'll probably know, I have a background in education. So I just started a new brand. It's called From Classrooms to Closings. That's my new brand. I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to do some, what do you call that? Blog. Yeah, I'm doing all of that. I just had a logo created on Fiverr because I can't, you can be a poor agent, pretty, or you can be, we ain't gonna say rich because everybody thinks we're rich, which is crazy. You can be a known agent and have more sales. So you need to come out from obscurity and get out there. You got to step out of your comfort zone and make yourself known. What do you think about that?
I think you touched on all this, the items that I'm actually working on right now. So we've partnered, I've partnered with another lender and another agent to do a podcast called Northern Land Girls. We're also rebranding. I started a company, property management company, to diversify, especially in light of everything with NAR. And so I just wondered, I was just curious. So I would love to, I mean, I will follow you and you can follow me.
Okay, tell me your brand name again?
I will send it to you because I have your information,
Okay,
but it's going to be Northern Land Girls. And then the property management is Northern Chalet Chic. So we're working with higher end listings for short-term rentals.
That's wonderful. I applaud you. And yeah, you want to get a co-lister. You don't want to be the co-lister. You got too much.
I agree.
Got too much going on for yourself. You
I
got
agree.
it going on, girl. Let the
Janae?
world know.
Yes.
Oh, if I can add something too, I loved what Bonetta said because I was thinking first thing I was thinking about was YouTube. And one thing to add is what you might want to do is do several videos with YouTube and actually go into several of the higher end listings and record them and talk about them, etc. And then maybe just drop a couple of the locations that you have sold, in while you're talking about other things. Hey, I just happen to have sold blah, 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 and just almost vomit a whole bunch of like YouTube things, like one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. Like, I don't know. I would just drop a bunch of YouTube things is what I would do and then drop those others, in amongst, that's what I would do, and I sold, such and such and such and such, whatever, while you're, just in a nonchalant way. I think that's what I would do.
Yes,
So
and we're working on a YouTube page with blogging, and that's how we're going to launch the podcast.
Good. I'm listening to Self-Made Wealth with what's his name, Gary? He was on last week.
Say that again now.
Joe Herbert.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Joe Herbert.
These,
and Matt Bennett.
I'm listening to his podcast, and they're like 1 minute zingers. 1 minute, just a little taste of something, and he incorporates some short stories about whatever piece of tidbit of information he's putting out there. I'm loving it. I'm taking some notes on how I want to do mine because I haven't done it before. The other thing that I did, because my niche is going to be teachers. I've always wanted to focus on being like the teacher agent, right? That's also as I said, that's my brand name. But so what I did was I went on ChatGPT and I said, ChatGPT, create some podcast or some I don't know how I said it. Create some I don't know if I said podcast or something that would interest teachers, something like that. ChatGPT gave me all of this list of, maybe I said, what would be interested? How could I appeal or market to teachers? And it gave me all of this stuff for my podcast. So, and they don't have to be long. They could be a podcast or blog, whatever. So I think I talked about the blog. I think I talked about the podcast. I found my niche and now I'm made to market to them. So like I said, I just got I'm so excited about my logo. I just can't even. My logo, it's got a hat and a key, and it's from classrooms to closings. I'm loving it. So you got Fiverr, you got ChatGPT, you got
I use both.
you got YouTube. And look, there's some free blogs out there that you can do. You don't have to cost you money. There's a podcast that you can do. Don't have to cost you money. And if you want to know about any of these things, call me. I'll be happy to tell you what I'm using that don't, because I'm not the days of buying, that, what did they call that? Buying everything you see. I forget what that slogan is. We agents always do the sparkly things. What is that?
Shiny object syndrome.
Yeah. I'm over that. I am so over that after 9 years of real estate. I am so over all of that. So there's a lot of things that you can do to get you, but you can't be a secret agent.
Nope, I agree. So
Try something. Congratulations on what you've done so
and
far.
I'm
Congratulations
looking
on what
forward
you've
to-
done so far. That's wonderful.
I'm looking forward to looking at your projects as well.
And I'm looking forward to hearing your success. You got to come back and share.
All right, I will.
Well,
All
well,
right.
guess
I would
what she
definitely-
is?
I would definitely say
Damn.
play to your strengths on that. And I like what was it Kathy that said, dropping in what you did sell or whatever. It's kind of like your resume, somebody
Yes.
doesn't know who you are, but if you're able to offer up, hey, I was a party to this, because if it was a successful closing and you were there, you participated in it. So what? You weren't the head chef, you were the sous chef. Big deal. Okay. So nobody knows that really but you, or on the record or whatever, but you have permission to talk about it. You have permission because you were a party of that sale. And I would say, lead with that resume, play to your strengths, and absolutely brand yourself for sure. Because that is like Vanetta said, the newfangled way of being, or some you have to, give yourself that credibility and walk that walk. Lead
Yes.
that way. Have the authority and the confidence to say that this is my jam and this is what I'm good at and this is what I have a passion for and here's why, and all that kind of a thing, and have the confidence to say it, and don't be defeated by the fact that maybe in your personal reality and your opinion that you were only the second agent. Step out of those shoes. You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree.
Yeah. Well, guys, guess what? You're in for a treat because Janai's going to be teaching a class on June 17th.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
What's
make
it,
a video
So
about that.
4 weeks.
what's it going to be about?
It's actually exactly how I conquered this. So first of all, I did set up and I wrote out a very organized resume of all my listings. And then what I did was I created websites and used creative marketing to showcase. So when I go on listing appointments now, I can showcase my approach and how I handled anything from $250,000 homes to $1 million homes. And so it's quite fluid. And then not only do they get to see it in action, but then after I visit with them, part of my follow-up is that I create a template for them that's coded. And so they can't use it, but they can at least have a sneak peek as to what my marketing style would be.
Make a video about that. Invite the general realtor agent public. Invite them to your teaching, to your lesson. Be excited about the
Just
fact that
that.
you're, you know what I mean? It's like if you're if you're, you know, a musician or something, or whoever you are, and you're having a performance, this is what that is.
That's
So
a
be
great way of
excited
looking
about the fact, and I don't want to miss it. And here's why. And if you want to have this success too, here's how I got started. If I can do it, I know you can. Please join me. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be talking about this. Love to see you. Thanks. Boom. And just throw it out there on whatever. If you don't have a YouTube channel, doesn't matter. Get one. But on whatever social media you do have that you're active on, or whoever you can employ to share with you or to kind of help, you know, pump that, do that. Absolutely. And treat it, you know, treat it like it is an event, because it is, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Make it,
for sure.
make it be like that. All of a sudden you tune in, you got 300 people sitting here, and you're like, oh my gosh. You know, but yeah, I would, you know, and lead with that. If you have that knowledge and you have the ability to teach and instruct and be that mentor role, and you want you can always, after that, you can always, you know, have people say, oh, as seen on. I mean, Gary has that in his promotion, in his marketing, as seen on whatever, ABC, XYZ,
Mhm.
you know, CNN, whatever you did. And you could be as seen on, you know, Path to Prosperity, as seen on, you know, the GIA team website. You can always fall back on those things, and you know, like I said, think of it like a resume.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
This is
Branding, branding,
Hey,
branding.
guys,
This is a mastermind, Gary. That's what we're having, is a mastermind here. This is wonderful.
absolutely.
And have this
Well, if you
more
look
often.
at the chat box,
Great.
yep. Well, I love these. I know the funny thing is I plan on doing these like once every 2 months, but we always get bumped because we have so many um great teachers, people I've done podcasts with. Um, and that's I mean, I wouldn't have met Janai if it wasn't Janai being on Gina's mastermind group in the morning, you know. But any case, hey guys, check out the chat box. Giselle, just thanks Giselle for doing this, by the way. Put in a website. It's called answerthepublic.com. Okay. I'm gonna repost the link to the everybody. So this is why we want everybody to promote, let yourself be promoted to the panelists, because what happens when somebody posts something to the host and panelist audience, the general attendees who have not let themselves be promoted don't see it. They're not seeing the chats. Um, so I've got to repost things. So this is again, I know people have declined being promoted. Like there's no need to decline being promoted to panelists because you can still put your camera off. You can be silent the whole time. I mean, I'd prefer to you engage and participate. I mean, this isn't an open class for whatever training, but on the other hand, I get it. You might maybe you're having a bad day. You don't want people to see you, but at least promote yourself. And I say that every week. I'll keep saying it till we'll get one night. Somebody we'll get it where everybody's going to be promoted to panelists right out of the gate. We'll celebrate somehow. But in any case, sorry to ramble. Get off my soapbox here. Answerthepublic.com is awesome because it shows you what your target audience is searching for, and you can create content based on that. You can use AI. You can take what you get from the website and go to Chat GPT and say, Chat GPT, give me this, and just paste it right in there. You know, I'm telling you, it doesn't get any easier. I mean, we're using, guys, as a team, we're using AI to create our blogs. Now we still have to review and edit them, but the body of
Exactly.
the work is now done for us automatically. You know, so yep, pretty good stuff. So, hey guys, any feedback, questions, suggestions for Janai or Benetta or Karen for that matter, or anybody really? Um, while you're thinking about that, Dutch Andrews and Dwayne Lee, make sure you guys connect with each other. You're both on the roster and on the workplace page. Um, and if it doesn't work out, if it's not a fit, Wayne, let me know right away. Okay, because I've got a good plan B, you know. So yep. So let's see here.
Hey, Gary, I
It
got a
is
quick
8.
question for you.
Yeah,
You
go
know,
ahead.
you
Yep.
did you did one night, you did a couple of weeks ago, you did a Monday Night Live. Was it about blogs or podcast or something, how to start one?
YouTube
Oh,
channel.
Or was it
the
YouTube?
YouTube.
Do you remember what date
Yeah.
that was, anybody?
I can tell you, it
It was like 3 weeks
was
ago, Gary. I think 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm looking now because Joe and Matt were last one. So let's look at the sex. It must have been the last one of April. Banetta. So I've already taken April out of my book, out of my planner, but it would have been April the
That's okay.
29th. So the email would have come out on the 30th. Yep. And
Alright.
now guys, since Banetta brought that up, I just want to actually revisit that. So the theme for that night's class was to use YouTube because it's free and it's video, and we can all afford free, and consumers are consuming video in a big way. Okay. Um, so one of the best ideas I've ever seen are people creating their own channel, which is free, and creating playlists within the channel, which is free, right? You can have 5 playlists. I've got probably 20 something playlists. I've lost count of it now. But the point is, you can create a playlist for specific subjects. So the theme that night was for you guys to collaborate with each other. Each of you create your own channel, and each of you create your own list of playlists. But it's a suggested playlist were, let's do a quiz here. Who remembers what was Mondays? What was the suggestion for Monday's
Monday
playlist? It
Mansions.
starts with
Monday
Monday's
Mansions.
Mansions. Yep. And then I'll give you a hint. 3 of them are directly properly related. The other 2 were more community oriented. So what was the Tuesdays one is more community oriented. What was Tuesdays? Begins with a T. Tuesdays.
You want to have
T.
somebody else contribute, or I'll just tell you what they were. I think it was tours or something.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob. Yeah.
I think it was tours, wasn't it? If you're
Tuesday
tours,
tours. Yeah.
touring
That's where you
properties. and
tour
so forth.
local. Yeah, well, local, uh, places of interest, museums, parks. You could be, unique restaurants, things like that. Um, okay, let's see. Before you answer, Rob, who remembers what Wednesdays was?
Wine tasting.
It's- That's right.
That's always the right answer,
Dude.
man.
Water view.
Well, it
Water-
starts
water
with a
view-
W.
It was Eric got his water view Wednesdays. So you showcase houses that have a water view.
Yeah.
Now
Okay,
here's one, Karen. I know
This
Karen will
is-
get this one. Karen, what's Thursdays?
I have no idea. I don't
Thirsty.
remember.
Begins with
Thirsty,
Yeah.
Thursday.
Thirsty Thursdays. Yep. That's where
Thirsty
you showcase
Thursday.
local watering
Well,
holes.
you know what? I don't even drink, so it just.
Oh
started
yeah,
with
that's what they all say.
W.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
All right. Okay.
I don't have to drink. I'm like
Everybody
this
should
without anything.
All right. Now everybody here should remember Fridays. It's near and dear to our
Financial
hearts.
freedom. Financial freedom.
Financial Freedom Fridays. Yep. Or financially free Fridays. What do you want to call it? But here's the way you make it work so you're not adding a lot of work to your schedule. If you guys would if you would work together in groups of 5, and I'm really looking for you guys to do this. I'm gonna ask for one of you to step up and be the leader and initiate this and do the first group of 5. And all you do is each month you rotate who's doing what videos. So every month somebody gets a break. In other words, you got 5. I'm sorry,
Six.
I'm sorry, nobody gets a break. Yeah.
Mommies.
I'm sorry, what's that, Valerie?
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind.
Oh, hang on, let me meet you here quick. So in any case, if you work together in groups of 5, each month you would be responsible for creating one of those sets of videos, one of the playlists, like Financially Freedom Fridays, you would showcase recent flips, rental properties. And you can do on a couple hours, do all your videos for the month. Do 4 videos. That's all you got to do. Do 4 videos and you're done for the month. Somebody else could do the water view Wednesdays. The next month you rotate. So only once a month are you actually going out, devoting time to recording. You just do it on your phone, Then you upload it, right? You can write from your phone, upload it to your playlist that's in your channel, and you share it with the other 4 members of the group. So there you're all putting out the same videos. But remember, you're all in different parts of the country. And in no point in the video do you give the address of any of the properties. Okay. You just say, look at this beautiful home. You want something like this, give me a call. and you each will do that on the video on your playlist. You put in the description. How do you like this gem on the river, the pond, the lake, the ocean, whatever? You know, would you like something like this? How'd you like to see what's available? Email me, text me, call me. Here's my information. Put that in the comments for the video, and that's all you do, guys. You know.
Now, are you talking
and-
about doing like I would not be appearing in the video? I would just be like filming footage of the house or of the restaurant or whatever it is, and then I would just have a
what I would
voiceover.
do is, yeah, I would put yourself in the video, but like with the properties, what I would recommend is start off with you in front of the property doing like a selfie video, right? Then you turn, right, as you make your introduction, you turn, go to the property, and then just showcase the property. And at the end, you could be on the video again. That's for like a property tour.
Right.
Or a community like the Thirsty Thursdays or Tuesdays tours. You probably want to be in the video as much as you can. Hey, like a conservatory. I just took my daughter to a conservatory a couple months ago, and we you know, for her and I, for our own purposes, we did some videos and some pictures. Do the same thing, but you could say, hey, here's the Hawaiian exhibit in this beautiful observatory. Next, you go to the, you know, the Northern Tier exhibit, whatever they exhibits to have, but do the tour. Make sure you're in the tour video. You know, same thing with Thirsty Thursdays. You know, you'll be at the old watering hole, and you could talk to people, talk to the bartender, talk to the waiter or waitress, whatever the case is, and showcase the menu, the views, all that, whatever you do, what do you want to do in Thirsty Thursdays? But on those two, Tuesdays and Thursdays, you would want to be more in the video. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at the actual properties, you'd be in the beginning and at the end, but for the most part, let the property do the work for you. You know, good question, by the way.
Because what I'm
So,
wondering is if
guys, I got to tell you,
when you're saying share
go
the
ahead, Rob.
video, when you're saying share the videos, what I'm trying to discern is in what capacity am I sharing it? Are you sharing your video to me and my channel displays it for you, or are you sharing it to me and I'm uploading exactly the same videos? That's what I was what I
Yeah,
was
you
wondering.
each
I know YouTube will
yeah,
frown on
you each
that
have your
too.
own channel. You each have your own channel, and in your own channel, you have your own playlist. You're just going to
Right.
name them the same thing as everybody else. So the
Oh,
videos,
so I
yes. So when Rob, you shoot your video, you're going to upload it, but you're also going to share it with, you know, Valerie and Anna and Bonetta and Eric and Karen, and then they will also upload it into their playlist on their channels. So you're literally all using the same video, which is
can we
perfectly
do
legal.
that?
There's nothing.
Can
Absolutely.
YouTube will allow it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought like because
Yeah.
it's not necessarily like for lack of a better word like copywritten or something, but I thought if you did that, YouTube I don't want to say it's a violation, but that the YouTube algorithm kind of looks at it and says no, that's not allowed. I see all the time there's very similar videos or somebody has something
Yep.
about whatever a sports meme or a cat or whatever and people take it and re-upload it. I just wondered how that they're getting away with that or they just haven't been discovered. But
Well, because of the way the way the system works is you have to upload a video from a data source. So you guys, when you share your video, when Rob shares his video with you know, say Bonetta and Janai and Gilbert, they're going to have to download that video on their hard drive. Okay. And then from there, they upload it into YouTube. So by default, they're going to have a unique file ID, you know?
It's going to be
Gotcha.
organic. It's
Does that make
their
sense?
organic. It's an organic. Uh, YouTube sees it as an organic platform versus a copied or manipulated.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
That's
Giselle, you
interesting to
go ahead and
me.
unmute yourself, Giselle.
I never knew that as a stipulation or as a. I always thought the former what I said was that it was just frowned on. They didn't want to really allow it. And I thought if I did that, I would forfeit my channel possibly. So, but it's good to know that I can.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's why I was like wondering, because wouldn't it be like someone shares a YouTube link with you and then you add it to one of your playlists?
I don't know if you can do that. What we've done, at least as my experience is, we would always, if we're going to get a video from somewhere else, we would download it on our computer and then upload it from there into YouTube. We would never, I don't think we'd ever could take a link, someone else's YouTube link, and put
Well,
it in
because you
our
can
playlist. I don't
share,
think you.
because Gary, I share YouTube videos all the time. You just click on under
Okay.
the video, there's a arrow that says share, and you copy the
Mhm.
link and you can share, but it's already up. It's a video that's already uploaded on a channel. So say for example,
Mhm.
on your channel, I can go to any of your videos and I can share with friends, with anyone, so they can watch it, but it's on your channel.
Correct.
But I think I can also add them onto playlists, but it still links back to your channel. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
wondering.
that's different. That's different. You want them staying on your channel. You don't want to send them over to my channel. You want the viewers staying on your channel.
Got it.
So
Okay.
sharing a video, yeah, sharing a video is different than what we're talking about. Sharing a video means, hey, this is a really cool video. I think you should watch this, which is nice. But really, you want them staying on your channel. That's why you want to download it and then upload it into your own channel. You know,
Okay. And that's just to create more content. Is that the point of that?
yeah, you're creating content, and people are consuming a lot of video. People just love video, and
Yeah.
quite frankly, guys, I've got to tell you, people love looking at nice properties. They just do. And I'm in the business and I do. Show of hands, or who here from time to time, whether it's Netflix, find yourself looking at nice looking properties. Even on your MLS, you're like, whoa, look at that. So I have searches set up for myself. So I can look at these every now and then. It's just nice to daydream. Yeah. It's just part of our culture. It's people are enamored by it. And what you're doing is you're tapping into that phenomenon, you know?
Yeah, I
So
do that. I've got a filter that's set up to look at 5 million plus property just so I can daydream.
and guys, remember this. Look at my channel and the playlist and the videos, particularly the newer ones, and look and see how Ryan has the comments in there, how he's providing, contact information, links, things like that. Make sure you have your contact information on your video. Okay. So when you record the videos, you don't say in the video, my phone number is, you say, please read the comments for my phone number and my email or whatever you want to say, contact information. That way each person in there says, hey, and they have a question to say, well, that's my teammate. That's Rob. Rob didn't shot that video. He's my teammate. We share our videos and we work together as a team. By the way, we can help you buy or sell a property anywhere in the country practically, and it's the same team. How many people can say that? We've got experts on our team in all these locations. So, hey, Gil, the videos you're sharing there, are those some of your own shorts, Gil, or are those like how-to videos on how to do this? What we're talking about? You're muted, Gil.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
shot those of a Pulte model that my clients ended up buying. And on Instagram, I got like 1,800 views and a couple hundred views on YouTube.
Nice. Congratulations.
I've
Yep.
also, I
In
don't know if
fact,
you see my screen setup. I've also
yep.
started a live stream with my friend, and we talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. But it's gotten me used to sitting in front of the camera and doing live streaming. So we do like an hour-long show. We've done 55 of them, and I've set my screen up now so that when one of my team members on GIA is ready, I can actually split screen, bring you in, and we can do an interview or do a show or live stream. And then the thing to do is just live stream and then take the recording and cut pieces out and make shorts.
Yep.
Yeah, use that
What are
same
you doing
content.
to use your recording? Which platform are you using to do your recording?
I got a program called OBS Studio, and it allows me to make the screen look any way I want. And I use a thing called ninja.video to bring somebody else in from their location, and I get their audio and their video, and then we can do an interview and talk and live stream and all that.
Okay, I was wondering if it was one of the ones I had heard of, or I was using. Right.
Netta, you can also use streamyard.com. I'll put it on the chat.
Thank you.
And Giselle was asking about editing.
Mhm.
We really, guys, we never really edited. I mean, we do editing now, but my videos are different now. They're not, the intention for me today is to not attract clients to help them buy or sell properties. That's your intention. When I did those videos, we didn't edit anything. We just put it out there raw material. Some of them are really bad, but they work. That's the funny thing about this YouTube video stuff, guys. It works. You could, I mean, I have my early ones, people laughed at them, but they work because I got phone calls, you know. Now we do have Brian and Tio that edit them, and you can, editing is not that difficult in YouTube. There's a scissor function and there's like a slide rule, and you can determine where you cut and things like that. It's really easy, you know. If you really want to go that far with it, you can. I mean, I'd say if there's some really bad things you want to cut out, like in the beginning and the end, like there's you're getting set up and the camera's moving all around. Yeah, go ahead and edit that stuff out. But the heart and soul of the video, let that go. Let it be natural and organic, you know. So
I think it's so commonplace now too. People sort of expect it, and the jump cuts and stuff. They aren't necessarily sloppy, but even when people do edit, it's just a jump cut. It's quick, and people are so used to seeing that kind of a thing. It's not like it's not glaring anymore. Like it has to be professional.
yeah. Hey guys, Jeanette Foley mentioned something early on in the not the chat box, but the I forget what it's called, Q&A or something like that. Yeah, Q&A. Um, we I we've this comes up probably once or twice a year. If everybody here should write this down, what I'm going to tell you, go ahead and write this down as a instruction, is to go to our workplace page, right? The GIA workplace page on workplace, and put your social media handles out there. Okay. Your Facebook link, your LinkedIn link, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, everything. Put them out there so that everybody else can share. What you do is you go visit each other's and you like and share and comment. Okay. Connect with each other. Make sure you're connected on each of those platforms as friends. You're connected. And then what happens is, and I'll just give you a brief review here. The main reason why we set up our team, the Real Estate with Gary Wilson Facebook page, and I'm on LinkedIn, all that stuff, is to not promote me. I'm not in production. It's to help me promote you. So what we do on our Facebook page, for example, if you look at our posts, you'll see a common pattern every single day. Repeat the same pattern. Unique, different videos, but one is educational, one is informational, one is simply just plain funny. One is human interest. One is events, that kind of thing. So they're actually designed for you to like and share on your own, YouTube channel. I'm sorry, your own Facebook page, so when people see it, you're getting connected with something bigger than yourself, and your followers are getting something they wouldn't normally get. Plus, a lot of those posts that Ryan's making, we actually pay for a service to get the human interest posts and the funny posts. We actually pay for those services, so you don't have to. So take those, put them on your channel, on your news feed, right, and help them go viral, because we actually benefit from that. The team benefits, which means you benefit. The more people that like and share our content, when you're connected to that, Facebook is going to reward you, right? When you post something and you share something, it gets more juice, more SEO, and everybody in that chain benefits from that. So keep that in mind. You can do a lot on Facebook for free just by following what we're doing at the team level and just getting it out to your channels. We're on Instagram, we do shorts, reels. I mean, it's all over the place. That actually is all designed for you. That's what it's all designed. That's why in the beginning, when someone joins the team, there's a whole sheet of instructions to follow to be friend us, like us, share us, all that stuff. It helps us help you. right? So does this make sense, guys? I'm not an expert in any of these things, but I've been around long enough to know how they work. And we pay people, we study that stuff to know how it works, you know? So we get a lot of
I,
yeah.
I don't recall, Gary. I think this was you. As far as like a try to attend something religiously, you're probably one of the few sessions that I'm like try to make. I mean, I set in my phone as an alarm that it's coming up in 10 minutes and all of that stuff. And I think I recall it being you that someone asked a question about sharing videos and sharing something that it was weeks ago. That probably maybe I don't know if it was like January or something, but I thought you had said something as you were distinguishing between the two types of videos, and you said, "Oh, are you referring to this? Yes, that's fine. You can share that. But if it's this, no, I don't want you to share that." But I can't think what that distinction would be if it was you. Do you recall that?
No,
And
something to
because you
share,
you
something to not share. Yeah.
and it was
I mean,
something
on my
like,
own personal page, on my own personal Facebook page, I do make personal posts. Not many. You can always tell mine because the ones that aren't mine,
oh,
they look polished. The ones that
I
are
think it
mine are
was
not polished.
yeah, I think it was something about the podcast or something. That's maybe that's what it was. And I could see that
Hmm.
where you wouldn't want somebody to rip off specifically your chat session with a person or something. Maybe that's what it was.
No, you definitely want to share the podcast. I mean, the podcast guys have gone crazy lately. I mean, we're getting downloaded, I think, close to 50 different countries now. And
Oh wow.
if you imagine what you're seeing on my screen right now, that gets on all the podcasts now. So when you do that, if somebody reaches out because you shared a podcast with them, let's say they decide to join a team, we put them underneath you. We don't put them underneath me. We put them underneath you. I mean, that podcast, we've actually done some recent modifications. You may have noticed um, that's really going to help attract more people. Well, we want you to do that. We're just trying to make it easy for you. You know, share the podcast, share the blogs, share the videos, share everything we put out there. If we put it out there, if the GI team puts it out there, just know this carte blanche. It is absolutely intended for you guys to use and like and share. Um, and anybody that attracts because you did that, they go underneath you. You get the revenue share. You know. Um, Yeah, in fact, I was going to have a session on that coming up this summer. Is just go through all those platforms and have everybody go log in and go in, and we'll just do a few of those together, and you can see what I'm talking about. And you'll watch the number of people on your when you post something, the number of people that like it and comment and share will start to increase. And those are your people that you're going to serve out in the marketplace. So yep, social media is it's part of our business. I mean, it has been for a while, but you absolutely we as a tier to us, it's a tier two activity. Tier one is let's do a quick quiz here. We just went over this in the April monthly team call. What is the number one thing everybody does on our team and everybody does in this business, period, and should have nailed down 100% and have it up and running no matter what else you do. It's the one thing you do. If you do nothing else, you do this one thing. Who wants to? Yep,
CRM.
get your records on KV Core,
Yeah.
tag them, and set them up with a market update. That is absolutely paramount. I know team leaders personally who do not let any of their agents do any marketing until that one thing is done. And I just had a conversation today with Nikki Stark about it. Or no, was it Lisa Sears? Um, she was going to start adding more people, and I said, wait a second, let's make sure your current database is humming along there. Because technically, you should be converting 1% of your database at a minimum on like a monthly basis. If you actually set them up with a market update and you had a scheduled calling sequence, like every 90 days for your tier one people, every 180 days for your tier two people, and once a year for your tier three people, you actually should be converting at 10%. So if you have, I don't want to give you the number. Let's just say she had 3,000 people. That's a lot of transactions. That's why I said, look, if you just do this, you'll get 1% I can, that's something I can guarantee. It'd be ridiculous to not guarantee it. 1% of 3,000 is 30 transactions a year. Who here would like to have 30 transactions a year?
Yeah,
Yep.
buddy.
Already you do for nothing, no cost. You just do the market update and you do the phone call sequence. That is absolutely paramount, guys. Then you add in like the booklet and the letter, and then that's all tier one. Tier two is actually social media. But social media is, if you don't have it, I mean, you're missing out on a lot. But as far as a priority, tier one, your Facebook, your KV core database is up and running. You got your records in there. They're all turned on to the market update, and you're phone calling them with regularity. That's tier one. Letters tier one. Booklets tier one. Okay. Tier two is social media. But it's so important that we talk about it frequently, social media, because you definitely, when you just imagine if you turned on, so you didn't turn on social media until tier one activities were up and running consistently. Can you imagine how much business you'd have? You know? So in any case, where I'm kind of rambling on here, I do have to go, but I just want to tell you guys, I know Rob's traveling right now, but if you get a phone call from Rob, talk to him. All right. We're all working together. Rob, me, Dana, Gina, um, to make sure you guys have what you need and have the communication you need. The regular contact. We're going to have you set. We have you set goals at the beginning of the year, but we're going to go over those, right? Well, and have you set up your tasks for the next week and follow up. That's the market we're in. Okay, and those that do get the goodies, and those that don't, unfortunately, it's could be pretty lonely out there. We don't want you to be lonely. So, all right, that's enough for me for one day. Thanks, guys, for sharing. Janelle say, what if they live in different states? Can we still give them market updates through MLS? Actually, you can, Giselle. I looked it up. You can actually select the market you want on KV Core that you want to set somebody up on a market update. Isn't that amazing? That's one of the most amazing systems I've ever seen. Okay, let's see. Did everyone get my booklet email to you from my KV Core May 12th, 2024, 3:17 a.m. Hey guys, check your emails from May 12th at 3:17 a.m. That's Vegas time, so that's going to be Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast, that would be 6:17 a.m. for you. If you're Central, 5:17 Mountain, 4:17, and if you're Pacific. Please let.
I'm sorry, what is that again?
Gilbert sent a booklet out on May 12th. Just a little over a week ago, 3:17 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah,
and if you guys could let him know.
Yeah, that was Mother's Day, and I finally put my booklet together, and then I sent it to everybody on the team just to get any feedback.
I'll probably have to check my spam because I don't recall getting it. So I'll look at my spam.
Who sent what? Who was that talking?
First impression was awesome. I actually saved it to go back because it gave me a ton of ideas. So thank you for sharing that.
I built it in KV Core, so it could be changed or fixed.
Yeah, that didn't look like anything that I could put together on my own. So good job.
Hey, Gil, I just found that it was in my spam folder. So everybody check your spam folders. And Gil, I appreciate you including me. I'm going to be looking at that tomorrow, and I'll get back to you on that. Let me write this down.
The email that you sent it from, will that have your name in it, Gilbert?
It should be from Gilbert.kvcore, but KV Core has recently updated us to a new email so it'll be your name at realestateSomething.com so that it won't go into spam anymore. I think they just did this the last week or two, so I'm going to resend it later under the new email.
Yeah.
So I just did a search for Gilbert in all of my email, and I got several emails, but they're all they're none of the from you. They're other or something from
Yeah.
Robert Lane, whatever.
Yeah, went to spam.
Rob, you know why? You might not have been officially all the way through the gauntlet of joining the team at that point.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So guys, I just put in the chat box Gil's email that was in the one I received, so it should be the same exact one for you. Gilbert.kvcore@gmail.com.
Yeah, it went to spam.
Awesome. Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to read that.
Yeah.
Let me put a star
So,
by it.
well, Gil, thanks for being a leader, taking action, and getting that booklet done. That's a biggie, you know. So,
A star.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
there's a star.
All right. Let's see. Oh, here's Janai. You want me to share your email with everybody?
In particular, I'd like to get that information that he was just talking about. I didn't obviously get that email. If he wouldn't mind, if Gilbert wouldn't mind sharing that with me, that booklet.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Okay. So I just put that in the chat box, Gil, under the everyone category. So should be there.
Yeah, I'll add you in
Well,
and
guys, this
send
was
it
a-
out.
Gil, is that something you send out every month? Is this your newsletter?
No, I created a newsletter in there that I send to my database, and then recently just added all of you and sent you just the booklet, just so you could see how I used KV
booklet.
Core to create the booklet.
Oh, that's the booklet. Okay. Okay.
And I'm gonna send it again now that KV Core's updated a new email address, and maybe that won't go into spam. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing that, man.
Yeah. Hey guys, let me ask you this. Every time we have one of these sessions, I always ask this, and of course we get booked up with so many other classes and subjects, but just raise your hand if you really like tonight's session. You know, we start off with role playing, then we get it. Yeah, I do too. We get so many details out this way. So I'll make the commitment to make sure we do this at a minimum once every 2 months, if not once every month. And I think also having the people role play, those are some good role plays. I mean, Karen, like she was wrestling with me to the mat, man, you know, and then Bonetta wasn't a pushover either, you know. So, you know, but it just goes to show you, if you can do it in here, you can do it out there. So challenge yourself to do it in here, you know, do it with the people who are on your team, you know. Okay. Hey, Janai, you have your hand raised? Or anything else you want to share?
No, sorry. I'll take it off.
Oh, that's okay. Well, listen, guys, I hope you have a good night and a great rest of the week. And got a lot of people setting up the one-on-one, so thank you for doing that. This is what I'm here for. So please set up your one-on-ones if you haven't had one, and we'll look for you on that, and also look for you. Oh, so next Monday, no class because it's Memorial Day, and then the 1st of June, we have Frank Road, and that's all I wrote. We'll have to look in the email comes out tomorrow. It'll tell you what Frank Road's going to talk about. Okay.
Thank you for watching this episode of Monday Night Live. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and go to realestatewithgarywilson.com to join our community and start building wealth today.